So if you have ever tried to terminate an internet cable yourself, you probably know the drill. You grab one of those cheap plastic hand crimpers, squeeze it until your hand is literally shaking, and just sort of pray those little gold pins actually bite into the wire.
Yeah, and half the time they don't, right?
Exactly. But today we are doing a deep dive into a source that makes that plastic hand tool look completely obsolete. We are looking at a product listing from a commercial supplier called HDTVSupply.
Right, for the VPI CM-90W-220V RJ45 and RJ11 Crimp Machine, which is just a massive piece of hardware.
It really is. I mean, this thing is a beast. We are talking about a $3,515 machine running on 220 volts and 90 watts, and it uses like both hydraulic and air compressors to auto-terminate networking plugs.
It's just wild. It is industrial infrastructure hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Because for anyone who hasn't built a custom cable from scratch, crimping isn't just gluing a plastic cap onto the end of a cord.
Right, it's way more intense than that.
Oh, definitely. You are forcing these tiny metal teeth to pierce the plastic insulation of 8 microscopic wires, all at the exact same time, just to establish perfect metal-on-metal contact.
And if you are off by even a fraction of a millimeter, your packets drop. Which actually, that brings up a detail in the specs that really caught my eye.
The firmware.
Yes. It says this hydraulic press ships with the latest firmware. And my initial thought was just, why does a physical wire crimping machine need software? Like, it's a crushing tool.
Well, think of it like the difference between using a standard desk stapler and, I don't know, a robotic industrial nail gun.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So it's not just about raw force, then. It is about calibration.
Spot on. I mean, it possesses massive hydraulic power, but the firmware controls the exact pressure and timing. It has this mechanical logic, so the machine stops within 1/1000th of an inch.
Wow, 1/1000th of an inch.
Yeah, because when you are dealing with interchangeable molds for high volume, automated precision, human error simply isn't an option. The software guarantees that every single crimp is microscopically perfect, thousands of times over.
And when you realize the absolute stakes of a single bad crimp, the rest of HDTVSupply's catalog suddenly makes a lot of sense.
Oh, absolutely, because you wouldn't trust a massive commercial network with a cable squeezed together by hand.
No way. Looking at their site, they aren't selling, like, consumer gadgets. They are selling serious infrastructure. Things like Wolfpack modular matrix switchers that can route high-definition video to up to 160 TVs at once.
Which is exactly the point, right? That scale. A machine this intense doesn't just exist in a vacuum. It exists to build these massive business-to-business ecosystems.
Right, and it's so fascinating to look at the purchasing mechanics on the site, too. Like, they specifically offer a 5% discount if you pay with a check or a wire transfer.
Yeah, which tells you everything you need to know about who they're selling to.
Exactly. Nobody is wire transferring funds for a home router. These are massive commercial infrastructure purchases for stadiums, data centers, enterprise environments, you name it.
So true. I mean, the next time you are sitting in a massive sports bar, right?
Yeah.
And you're watching dozens of screens stream 4K or 8K video simultaneously without a single stutter.
Which is basically magic when you really think about it.
It feels like magic, yeah. But you have to remember what is actually powering it. You are not just relying on Wi-Fi or some invisible cloud.
Right. You are relying on the fact that an industrial robot perfectly terminated thousands of physical connections behind the drywall.
Exactly. Because when you are pushing AV over IPSO, audiovisual over internet protocol, at that massive scale, a single dropped frame from a loose pin can visibly glitch a display.
Oh, wow. So this hydraulic equipment is the literal foundation ensuring that immense volume of data flows flawlessly.
Precisely. It really puts the physical reality of our digital world into perspective.
It really does. We talk so much about bandwidth and latency, but at the end of the day, the internet is intensely physical. It relies on heavy-duty, highly specialized, and, very expensive hardware like this $3,500 crimping machine just to physically marry copper to gold.
Yeah, though it does make you wonder about the long game, because looking at a site boasting these massive 8K HDMI systems, the data demands are obviously only going up.
Oh, for sure. They are skyrocketing.
Right. So it makes you wonder, will our infrastructure eventually figure out how to cut the cord entirely for this immense volume of data? Or will our insatiable demand for bandwidth mean we will always fundamentally rely on perfectly crimped physical copper and fiber cables?
That is definitely something to think about the next time you plug into a wall socket. The digital universe is incredibly heavy, and it is bolted together by precision hydraulics.